Happy New Year, Hoopers, and ringing in 2026, there is a new king to help you win your fantasy ring. There is a new number one. We know two of the consensus number one players come your draft day have gone down with injuries this week. First, we had Jokic down, and then Wemby down. His minutes limit was ramping up. And now he is ramped out, already booked out for Friday's game of the back-to-back road trip versus Indiana. He will sit out that first leg. But the last 2 weeks, there has been some big movers and shakers in the rankings. And there is a new number one. And his name is not SGA, but he has something to do with it. Let's find out who it is after this. It's Kawhi Leonard. This is exactly why. You heard me on the shows right here on Believe. You heard me on my old man squad shows. You heard me in my Fantasy in 5 squad shows say that if you could pick up Kawhi anywhere with where he was going, like in the 40s or 50s even, the guy was a must grab because there is this whole injury bias around Kawhi. And we knew this was the season that Kawhi Leonard was coming in healthy. It wasn't like last year where it was like, the Olympics, nah, bro, don't want that gold medal. This was a new thing for Kawhi. For the first time in a very long time, he was coming into an NBA season fully healthy and ready to play. The only distraction was the off-court distractions with Kawhi and the whole like KL2 aspired Pablo Torre finds out that Steve Ballmer might not be doing the they're still not doing, one would say the most, there's a whole thing there. Let's just leave that where it is. But he has been the number one ranked player in the last 2 weeks. Now, this is based off 9cat Yahoo rankings, all of these. And we're blasting through this top 50 to see what kind of juice we can get. You can say, oh, Matty, who have I got? Who do I need? Or who are the sell highs or who are the buy lows? I'll give you both. This is buy low. This is sell high. This is guys you need to know what is fact and what is fantasy fiction at this point. And that's really important at this part of the season. It's week 11. Like we're about halfway done in many leagues. So if you need to make a move, it's kind of that time, like right now. So knowing where you guys are. And again, second part of the season is where we see rankings kind of come and shape it. You know, people have some struggles to start the year. They come good around Christmas. I always like to think that around February 14, which is just over a month from now, everyone's just in their zone and clicking. And February 14, in the last 6 to 8 weeks, is where we finish up. And we're on the go there right now. Now, as I said, Kawhi is the number one. I'd say sell high, but I think it's redundant, because I don't know what you get back for him. I don't know if you want anyone back for him. Like, who are you going to go? Are you going to try and add for Cade Cunningham? Like, maybe you can get Kawhi for Cade. I mean, it seems that people are going to like, well, I spent a first-round pick on Cade. I don't want to just give that up, even though Kawhi is giving you the current best performance in fantasy basketball. And this is over the last 2 weeks and 6 games played. Number 2, Nikola Jokic, obviously out for a month. I'd say buy low there, because if someone or a manager for some reason has not been performing well in your league and owns Jokic, 1, they probably drafted poorly, and 2, it's probably the buy low window on him now, because if you can't stash him in IR or IL and they can't get someone back, you can, and if you're doing well in your league, that's the target. So if you are doing well in your league and there is someone who owns Jokic in your league not doing well down the back, they need to push. You could probably put like a top 25, top 30 guy. And if you're leading your league and you're well in front and you're going to make those playoffs and you just know that in advance with how strong you've been, and you could afford a guy to come down there, yeah, it's definitely targeting Jokic time. SGA continues to sizzle. He was the 3rd off the draft board on draft day, or 2nd off the draft board. He's been right there for the last 2 weeks. The big apparition here is Kyle Anderson getting a start in Utah, and Slow-Mo just being absolutely incredible, absolutely fantasy fiction. Tyrese Maxey, again, another one I said in the beginning of the year, well, not back in January, back in the fantasy year, Tyrese Maxey was looking like a first-round player on the season. Him and Donovan Mitchell, these back-end first-round guys from picks 10, 11, and 12, they were the looks we wanted to be making. And he's returning that on the year, which has been brilliant to see. Jalen Johnson missed a game early in the week, has continued to cook. He was a second-round target. I don't say sell high, you ride. The one thing here is Derrick White. Now, his value, because of where he's drafted, is all up and down and sideways and all over the place. Why I say that is because he's Derrick White, Boston is like really good without Jason Tatum right now. They're the surprise packet of the Eastern Conference. People were thinking they would tank and make the most of it. These guys are in full playoff contention. Derrick White's field goal percentage, as you can see here at number 8 right now, it's in the doghouse. It's like bad. It's 400. And if you're taking free throw percent, if you're taking field goal percentage especially, if that's one of your cats that you've just punted, well, he's a definite target. The blocks are there for this guy. He's been at 2.4 blocks for the past 2 weeks. This is what he always does, those out-of-position guard blocks. We love this from Derrick White. I'd say sell high, but who are you going to get? Like, again, it's like a Tyrese Maxey. Do you try and target a Donovan Mitchell with him? I mean, you could, because the next guy on the list here is Keontae George. Now, Utah is already starting to play silly. We saw Isaiah Collier start today. We saw Keontae George out this game. And next game, will he be in? Will he be out? Lauri Markkanen, same thing today. Again, we said this beginning of the season. Whenever Lauri Markkanen is playing well, it is completely and utterly a sell high. Why do we say that? Why? Because what we're doing is we're gambling on the Utah Jazz not tanking games again, or just not, like, it's the Utah Jazz. Like, the one thing that I know in the last 3 or 4 years I've been reporting on fantasy basketball is that the chicanery that comes from the Utah Jazz with resting players, one, see Lauri Markkanen, is prodigious. Like, oh, my back's out. Oh, yeah, well, they'll fine us. Yeah, that's fine. We'll cop the fine and we'll roll him out there. When Lauri Markkanen puts together a few games like this, it's time to start moving him around, because who you can get back for him, I do think you can get back people in packages like a Kevin Durant. Same goes for Michael Porter Jr., because after this Lauri Markkanen at 10, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, again, deserves to be a consideration. Slipped in draft boards down into the second round, and he has been verging on first round all season long. The big one here is MPJ. What is going on in Brooklyn is anybody's business. I know it's no good. I know Cam Thomas has returned. I know he's played 4 games of the last 7 available, but Brooklyn have made it absolutely clear. Joe Tsai has come out and said, yeah, we don't care about this year. And we know this. They gambled the house on using all 5 of their draft picks instead of trying to bring in talent. We know that there is a plan for these guys not to do well. The seeds for that start to be sowed now. This is the time of the year that it really starts to go sideways for tanking. And if I'm moving on from Lowry, and I'm moving on from Michael Porter Jr., selling them high while they're at this. Loving to see this. Trae Young, in the 4 games that he's played, he's been out since his return again. We know there's a trade on the horizon, but we know the last game wasn't good either, to be fair. But in these 4 games, he is averaging 3.3 threes, 24 points, 10 assists a game, 1.3 steals. The turnovers are always going to go that way, but getting to the line 8 times, we love that from Trae Young. 474 from the field. That's decent from him. It's average. It's not bad. And he started the year atrocious. This has been much better from him the last 4 games since he has returned from injury. What we also love to see in these 4 games is Joel Embiid back. This is why, again, like Kawhi, we said if you could stash him in an IR or an IL spot, just let it play out. And then bring him in when he plays, burying him out, use that as a full-time streaming spot. It's almost what you need to do with Joel. When he is healthy, you play him. When he's not, you put him in IL+. You make an ad, you use that for the day, and you drop that guy off, you use that as a streaming spot, and then you bring Joel back. It's the only way to really play that safely. And right now, being the 15th best player, returning a lot of managers, and hopefully you, really good return on where they took them on their draft day. Next one, we love to see it, but we don't love to see it. Victor Wembanyama. Now, he was playing 24 minutes a game over the last 2 weeks. And this is what we have to see. Of all of these players in the top 20, top 50, He's amongst the lowest in minutes. The field goal percentage was up, the free throw, everything was coming along. The threes, only 1.3. We never know that's not going to be his thing. The defensive stats of 1.7 blocks, though, considerably for Wemby was down. The steals only at 0.4. This is why he's not up in that top 5 tier. When he's not blocking shots at that elite level, his value's down. I'm not saying that he's not a great player. We love Wemby, but his generational talent comes from his ability to protect the rim, to get the rebounds. And again, in the past 2 weeks, the 10.6 rebounds were there, the 23 points a game basically were there. The high percentages, we love those as well from him. But if he's not giving you like those stupid, outlandish, like 3.5, 4 blocks a game, which is, you almost expect him to block 3 shots a game. So when you see him at 1.7 and you see Derrick White at 2.4, you're like, oh, Derrick White's blocking more shots than Wemby? Yeah, he is. And that's what we have to, this is why it's a slight buy low on Wemby. Under the same rules and protocols as before. Now, buy low, could you send Kevin Durant? Maybe, but people are scared of the injury bug. And the injury bug is real, and we know right now that there's a cloud around him. So just send out some feelers. Is it buy low time on him? I never say it's buy low, but it's definitely opportunity adjacent, we should call it. Talking of opportunity adjacent, Colin Gillespie. This guy continues just to be Mr. Johnny on the spot. He has been brilliant for the Phoenix Suns this season. I have brought him in and out of lineups because he was a waiver guy. And now he's not. He's just like the guy that you bought in. And I don't think in any of my leagues for a long time now, you've seen Colin Gillespie. Now, it's sell high on him for a reason. Jalen Green is probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks away max now. He's working towards it. We know that. He is getting back sooner rather than later. That is directly going to impact Gillespie. Of all of the people, it's going to directly impact him the most. Jordan Goodwin will fall out of the rotation. He's been a waiver streamer. But Gillespie is the guy that's been the biggest beneficiary. We also know that Grayson Allen hasn't been in the lineup for pretty much the last 2 weeks as well. Grayson Allen back, Jalen Green back into the lineup after being in then out is going to directly impact him. So this is a guy you could absolutely package with somebody to get a great return on a player because it looks really sexy. Anthony Edwards, things are in the water there. Look, this is where he finishes up at the end of the day. This is as advertised. Anyone who always says that Anthony Edwards is a first-round player, when he's breaking down the 50 pieces and everything like that, it's great. We love it. But is he a consistent first-round player? Well, not yet in fantasy. Maybe soon. Maybe. But he doesn't get there. And he'll have those like those weeks for 2 fortnights where he's like a top 10 guy and he looks great. And then this is what we get from him as well. The free throw percentages be down, the turnovers there, everything else is great. He doesn't rebound or give assists at any level that's over good, like he's average at those. Like he's mid. He's mid in those 2 areas the last couple of weeks. If they were good, this guy would be a top 15, top 10 player. But he's not there. And when people start taking him in the first round, this is why. Because this is Anthony Edwards as advertised in fantasy. Next up off the block, he did drop down in draft boards slightly. This has been a good time for him, is Jalen Brunson. Again, the field goal percentage has been down. The Knicks have been continuing to cook in the Eastern Conference, and this is about where he'll finish up at the end of the day in expectations. But the next one there, Jalen with the Y, Jaylen Brown. Let's just take a moment for this guy. He has been phenomenal. And the big thing for me here is Jaylen Brown's free throw percentage this year has been what has set him apart. Now, I didn't draft him anywhere because the one thing that always scares me for Jaylen Brown is how much he likes to get to the line and how many times, like when I was watching playoffs games for the Celtics and he would have 2 free throws and they were behind, I'm like, yeah, he might make one. Like I'm just never been confident of that way. I've never been confident with him as well as a player. He's doing this as well on only 1.7 threes per game. I do say it is sell high time on him. It's sell high on Jaylen Brown. This guy has been playing at an absolutely phenomenal rate. Him, Peyton Pritchard, Derrick White, the big quesadilla Cater, all these guys, all the role players are playing their roles perfectly in Boston, and they are having a spectacular run. Jaylen Brown and Derrick White are leading the way. Now, we've already talked about Derrick White in this episode. Fantastic. Awesome. That's what you drafted him for. Jaylen Brown at 20 as a top 20 fantasy player, yeah, he's had flashes, but what happens if Jason Tatum comes back? And yes, it is on a minutes limit, but it will upset the apple cart slightly. And I'm not ruling that out as a possibility. In fact, I do see it maybe as a February possibility. I do. With how well the Celtics have been playing, I see it as on the cards absolutely for this team come February. And if that is the case, well, I have nothing else to say apart from sell high on Jaylen Brown. Steph Curry, 20th, fair. John Collins, a resurgence after being dropped across waiver wires, left, right, and center. It is not even just sell high, but if you can, you absolutely do. Jamal Murray at 23, you hold this guy right now. Now, he got a little bit banged up. He's questionable for the next game. The Denver Nuggets need him because they needed Val, and he went down. So it's Teron Holmes now is the guy that we're looking at for Denver. But the guy who's going to lead that charge is Jamal Murray with the returning Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon in the works, in the pipeline there. I say you hold him. Kel'el Ware is an absolute sell high. He is currently the 24th best player in fantasy. That will go out the window the second that Tyler Hero is back. Now, we know that return is imminent. He is possibly coming back from that toe injury. It's almost been a month now, but we would be expecting in the next week to make a return. And the second that happens, Kel'el Ware's value is down. 27.9 minutes tonight. I dropped this guy a month ago after he's playing games, doing well, and then he dropped, and Tyler Hero was back, and then his usage went down, and it was out of the lineup. We know Spo doesn't want to play him. We know that. He's pretty much said it out loud, which is probably never good for a player to hear. But Kel'el Ware is the 25th best player, basically 24th in the last fortnight, is not sustainable. And especially when Tyler Hero's out. So we get him out of here and we ship him and we absolutely sell high there. LaMelo Ball, this is fine. This is not panic. We're happy that he plays 6 games. We don't try and sell high because he's LaMelo, but we could sell high because he's LaMelo. But the fact is, if you have LaMelo and you drafted him at a discount, which you probably should have and would have in your league on draft day, you're just happy that he's playing basketball games. And you're happy that he's playing consistent basketball. Again, the field goal percentage with this guy will always be an issue. The thing which concerns me as well, he's not being aggressive to the rim. He's only averaging 2.8 free throw attempts a game. If this guy could get that attacking back instead of the step back jump threes, 4.8, let's not lie, a game for threes is amazing. But if we could get to the rim and attack a little bit more and he could hit it at this level, he would be absolutely elite. Talking about elite, Scotty Barnes, he's fallen into the third round. It's all based off no threes, basically 0.6 a game, average field goal percentage. But Scotty Barnes has been a mister on the spot. Point guard eligible in some leagues and positions. He has been on an incredible run, 35 minutes a game over the last 2 weeks. I think it's sell high because although he is coming in at just in the beginning of the third round value, the things that he's done, the hype and the name around, Scotty Barnes could probably get you someone really juicy and tasty up on the list. I mean, you could probably start putting him around in even Anthony Edwards conversations if you're looking for points, but I would like the robustness that Scotty Barnes does offer. Could you get a Trae Young for Barnes? I'd probably say you could. And you might want to look at it considering someone would have spent a first round, but that little buy beware on Trae Young, yeah. I mean, could you even get a Kevin Durant? Maybe. Because Scotty Barnes across the fit board has been filling up that cup. Now, if you're really good in those areas and you could give a few assists because you're really just pounding that out every single week and you're really great and that's what you got him for, and maybe at the beginning of your third round and you drafted Jokic, well, unfortunately, but if you drafted like a Cade, for example, right? And if you drafted a Giddey, now Giddey's injured, so he's out. So maybe you got a Jamal Murray in this second, whatever you've got. I don't know what your position is. But if you were trying to solidify assists early and those forward assists, those out of position assists at high numbers, like Scotty Barnes has been putting up, 5.7 a game. If you're looking for that, if you're looking for someone who's getting these stats at a very good clip and you're really okay on there, I would be getting rid of him because the 11 rebounds a game is awesome. If you're punting that category, it makes even more sense. But if you go back up and have a direct look, I mean, you're getting 6 there from Kevin Durant. I mean, this guy has been absolutely insane. Could you even try and flip him for someone scared on Victor Wembanyama, put somebody with Scotty Barnes for a Wemby? I mean, you're probably going to get a couple of managers scratching their head. And that's kind of what you want to do in this kind of field. You want to get them scratching their head like, oh, do I like that? Is that a trade for me? Like, do I do that? Or at least it opens up the pathway to negotiation, because I sure as hell know that the next guy on the list at 27, Alperen Şengün, will get you that. He'll get you some head scratching. Someone tried to send me the next guy on the list, Alex Sarr, the other day for Victor Wembanyama. They tried to put Sarr and somebody else for Victor Wembanyama before Wemby was injured. And I was like, yeah, no thanks. It's Washington. I know Sarr's playing well. I do like the 3.3 blocks per game. It's very attractive, but the percentages are very average there. And as you can see, an Alex Sarr at 479 and 820 really pales in comparison to the 571 and 830 there to Victor Wembanyama. Like, you are taking a hit directly. Not too much by way of the free throw percentage, to be sure, but it's also on much lower numbers. Wemby getting to the line about 7 times a game and hitting that clip actually benefits me. It benefits me because it's higher. It benefits me because it's more. And at volume, if Sarr starts getting the same amount of looks and drops down to 780, well, then I'm taking a hit. So I don't want to bank on that being like, oh, yeah, well, 3.3 blocks a game. Yeah, it's good for him. It's really good. Is it sustainable? I think he actually could be an excellent shot blocker. And I said this in the preseason. He was a perfect pair, not in the second round, but later in drafts. Sarr is a really good pair up. A couple of Frenchmen on your team. Get him and Wemby. Like, that's going to help you lock down that category at an absolutely brilliant rate. And that's definitely a strategy I'll be advocating from the rooftops next season as well. Kevin Porter Jr. has slipped from that first round ranking. As we said, it was so high then because of the return of Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee. So there we hold, we deal with it, we're fine. Moving up the charts into number 30 right there is Sarr Thompson, on a bit of a heater right now for the Houston Rockets, and we love to see that. And this is what we were hoping for on draft day. People probably spent a second round pick on him, so we don't even worry about trying to trade for that because people still hold to these values, and right now he's just outside of that. Jaren Jackson Jr. has fallen off from that scintillating form that was having him as a first-round value buy. Here, he is absolutely fine to hold at 31. 32, Santi Aldama, again, absolutely fine. 3 Memphis guys all in a row here, but it's good to see Ja Morant back. The incredible thing from Ja Morant has been the field goal percentage. It's plus 600, absolutely sizzling, 26 points a game, 6.7 assists. Ja Morant is, I won't say sell high, but this is kind of what we wanted here. But I will say it is sell high on Zion Williamson because I just don't trust the Pels. I don't trust Zion. But being the 34th best player, because he's Zion and doing this, and the Pels are winning games, and it's all just the good vibes. It's good vibes here in New Orleans. Like, we're rocking out with the good vibes squad, New Orleans Pelicans. I just don't trust that voodoo. I don't trust that voodoo. Not at all. 646 from the field, plus 800 on almost 10 attempts, 9.9. It's a bee's whisker away. Like, at plus 800, you love that. 26 points a game, 6 rebounds, and everything else is very average. But those incredible percentages are really buoying him, and he has been phenomenal the last 2 weeks. And whenever Zion is phenomenal for 2 weeks and in trade rumors and all the like, it's time for me, I say, to move on. Anthony Black, we already saw him take a back seat. He was playing 33 minutes a game. His last game, Jalen Suggs returned. He took a back seat. He's a really good, if someone drops him in the next couple of weeks, I think he's a really good guy in deeper leagues. If you're even in a 12-teamer, I think he's an absolute hold, or you actually would bring him in and stream for the Orlando Magic. But here, I don't think we need to sell high whatsoever. DeMar DeRozan at 36 is a curious case, because I don't know what's going on in Sacramento. I would almost say sell high at 36, considering that you would have probably drafted DeMar DeRozan down in the 60s or the 70s. This is fantastic form from DeMar DeRozan. It's what you hoped for when you drafted him. But what do you need? If you can get similar points, he's doing 20.4 for the last 2 weeks. What else can you get? His assists at 5.4 have been excellent. The steals at 1.7, I don't think is sustainable at 1.7. The minimum amount of turnovers, it's good. He doesn't turn over the ball that much. The unreal free throw percentage from him is always what he's brought to the table. But do you need threes and do you need a higher field goal percentage? If you can find that somewhere, if you could coalesce that, maybe you look to move DeMar DeRozan at 36. So this is a guy that I move into my, maybe sell high bucket. Because I know at 37, I think Chet's a buy low. And this has also been with Isaiah Hartenstein out of the lineup. And Isaiah Hartenstein could continue to be out of the lineup. And the thing is, because it's Chet, he has name value and OKC-ness about him. But at 37, I think it's a bit of a sneaky buy low opportunity for us. Andrew Wiggins, again, it is a sell high. It's a great package asset with someone else because of the name. People would draft an Andrew Wiggins outside the top 100. If you drafted him before that, amazing, probably in the 90s. But let's call him around 100, a fringe 100 guy, a fringy guy, not disrespecting his haircut or his fade in any way, shape, or form. But Wiggo, let's call him here at 38, is a really interesting case. We know this because Andrew Wiggins at 38, he represents value in a Miami team that needs him. But we know that Kel'el Ware is going to go back. We know Tyler Hero is going to come forward. We know that Bam hasn't been playing that well. And Wiggins continues to fill that void for the Miami Heat. We know that Hackers Jr. has been on a bit of a burner. But we sell high when he's in the top 50. Or at least we look to package him with something that's really tasty. Because Norman Powell here at 39, I think is more of a sustainable hit because his field goal percentage has been down. And when his field goal percentage from Powell, when Norm goes up to 480, she shoots up a ton. His rebounds at 4.1, he's never the biggest rebounder. His assists, we don't get him for that. We get him for his points, his threes, his field goal, his free throw percentage. And that's what we get him for. Harden at 40, I say is buy low. You got your King Kawhi at number 1. You've got your Harden, your second round guy and a first round guy currently at 40. For me, it's buy low. And the reason that is that field goal percentage at 400 has been abysmal. And that can really frustrate owners when it's down around that one. Like that's in the Trae Young doghouse from the beginning of the season. People are like, oh, I used the first round. Oh, I used my 8th pick on this bloke. Oh, gosh. At 40, Harden, he's still getting 25 points a game. The rebounds are down. The assists for him are down. People expect James Harden to be like banking down like 8, 9, 10, 12 assists a game. It's been at 6.8 for the last 2 weeks. It's curious for some owners. They expect more. And when that expectation of a player playing more coalesces with them not getting wins in their league, they get frustrated. And they get frustrated at the player. Because, we're so rational in fantasy basketball. Like, we're so rational. But that's not really like it's a thing. Like, he's doing it. But the field goal percentage, not great. The rebounds for him, a guy who can traditionally almost put up triple-double numbers, not good at 3.3. So we can look to move Harden absolutely there. Desmond Bane at 41, as advertised. Cat, I think it's buy low. I'm sending offers out for Cat right now. At 42, Cat is a buy low because he can be a heck of a lot better than this. And the points not been that sexy for him. We can know he can do a lot more. He's been playing 31 minutes. The field goal percentage has been average. The threes are not there. The assists are not there. The blocks are non-existent. I say it's absolutely buy low on him. Giannis is not buy low. Because people can get frustrated at Cat because he's Cat and they'll be kind of more trade ready. But Giannis is because you invested in him in a first round pick. We know if you're not punting free throws, his value is down. If you're punting free throws, this guy rockets on up. And look at the numbers. They are sexy. 635 from the field, 28 points a game, 9 rebounds, 3.7 assists. The lack of defensive numbers there for Giannis is what's really weighing this down right now. Jabari Smith Jr., I just say, as a rule, it's got to be sell high at a point. This guy is having a phenomenal season, and I love the Jabari Smith Jr. experience this year in this Rockets lineup. Undrafted in many leagues, or at the back end of drafts, oh yeah, I should get him, because all the attention was on Arman Thompson or Reed Shepherd shooting up draft boards because they needed a point guard. This guy's having a stellar season, and he's going to help you win a league. Like, if you've got him, he's absolutely going to help you win your league. Darius Garland, as advertised right here, you could probably throw some trades out there. You're not going to get anything. Cooper Flagg, 46. It's fine and fair. Really high streak for a couple of weeks. This is rookiness. This is 46. He has the name. I said to sell high before, but right now I'm probably buying at 46. Denny Advia at 47, I'm buying as well. I actually think that trade I mentioned earlier was like Sarr and Advia for Wemby. And I'd probably go back now and be like, that was just before he was injured. I'm like, maybe I do that. 48th right now for Anthony Davis is absolutely by a low territory for him because we know that he is a first-round player. We know the minutes have been down. We know that the adductor injury has hurt him. It's hurt his performance on there. The free throw percentage has not been great. The three is non-existent. The defensive stats for him aren't there. The 0.8 blocks per game is down for AD. So we can look there to be like, look, he hasn't been that great. Bit of injury. And again, antsy owners, man. Antsy owners. They want to move off guys like Anthony Davis because if they're not doing what you wanted them to do when you drafted them, you get frustrated at your screen. You're like, you're just banging on your phone like, and you point that at him and you're like, and then all of a sudden they get that trade. Like, oh, that's not bad. Oh, Jabari Smith Jr. and like DeMar DeRozan for Anthony Davis. It's a lot. Oh, and maybe it opens up that conversation. That's how the experience should go. You want people to ask questions because Danny Advia can be better than 47, just as Anthony Davis can be better than 48. Evan Mobley at 49. Again, the free throw percentage for this guy, it's good to see it's solid. What's down for him right now is the steals and the assists per game. The points for him, though, at 12.5 is in the last four, has not been what you want from Evan Mobley. When he's cooking up around like 20, 22 points a game and doing all of this, he shoots up, and I think it's buy low on him. And Jusuf Nurkic, again, if you can put him in any package whatsoever, you sell high because they need a center ever since our good friend Walker Kessler, who was having the breakout, went out, and they need him in Utah because Kyle Filipowski has been given the opportunity this week and has been like, you know what, I don't want that. I don't want that. And sucked. He was like a bum. It was garbage bin juice time for Filipowski today, even with all the outs. And he had his absolute time to shine. Like, hi, I'm Kyle. Like, look at me. So yeah, when it comes to the chicanery of guys like that, I am absolutely out. And I hope you're in and doing all the things to like and subscribe right here to Believe in Fantasy. I am Matty G. We want you to win your league. Go and have an absolute cracking week. Again, Happy New Year. Be well. We will speak to you soon. And you know what? I'm just going to see you on the next episode, which is going to be great. And I'm going to do some more buy lows. Can do some sell highs, some more tops, and get you those wins in your league. Be well, everyone.